Hello and welcome to the Marketplace with me, Luqman Haris, where we focus on the mid and small cap enterprises of the Bursa Malaysia. Today on the Marketplace, I talk to electronics and plastics manufacturing company, Salutica. Founded in 1990, Ipoh-based Salutica Berhad is an electronics and plastics manufacturing company. Formerly known as Balda Solutions Malaysia Sdn Berhad, the company underwent a private management buyout in 2013 and is now fully owned by Malaysians. Salutica specializes in the development of electronic products, including Bluetooth headsets, smartwatches, and precision light guides for touchscreen systems. Its in-house services range from product design to precision engineering plastics injection to secondary cosmetic treatment. Its clientele includes electronic and IT companies from America, Europe and Japan. Salutica's flagship brand, Fobo, is being sold in 28 countries across 6 continents.
Commitment to technology.
And joining me on this episode is James Lim Chong Shi. He is the Chief Executive Officer of Salutica Allied Solutions. James, welcome to the show. Can you just, first of all, provide a brief history of your company?
Well, the company is about 28 years old already, almost. And over those years, there have been some ownership changes, a combination of ownership. So, today, if I look back, the company started doing contract manufacturing. Any business that it can be done, especially plastics or assembly kind of thing. That was like 20 years back. And then from there, it moved on into some OEM kind of thing, okay, where they do a bigger, full product assembly. And I joined the company about 14 years back, and so we put in R&D. And so that moved the business from contract manufacturing to OEM and then to ODM, where we provide design and, of course, production, so on and so forth. And eventually, we are now also doing our own brand, Fobo, which means that it's the OBM. So now we have traveled a big part of the years, and we are now where we are today because of all those past experiences.
So what is the current business focus of Salutica?
Well, okay, basically the business can be categorized as what we call consumer electronic, and but we specialize in those small form factor. Okay, when they say small form factor means we do things that are about this size. I mean, we don't do big like the laptop or car part, dashboard, that kind of thing. So very small device, precision, high technology, electronic devices. And today, the big core of the business comes from the stereo music headset, you know, the one that they wear, Bluetooth stereo. Okay, and of course in the past we used to do mono as well. Now, and so that business is a big part of it. And then the other part of the business is, of course, we are also doing the what we call this on our brand, the tire pressure monitor system. And now we are also working on some touchscreen, what I call these devices, devices that make your laptop become touchscreen. Okay, and so that's our main core today.
So you have multiple pillars within the company. What are the main drivers for each of these segments and each of these pillars of your business?
Okay, main drivers, honestly, is R&D. Okay, now the R&D is a very important part of our business. We have about 40 engineers today. So when you say R&D, means they are engineers that specialize in mechanical, hardware, software, firmware, appware, you know, testing, and of course production processes and so on and so forth. So we have a complete core that can, with these resources, we can do any kind of product. So depending on customer. So the customer want to come and look for a product A, as long as within the form factor, we can do it, or product B or product C. Okay. And it just happened that today the biggest business is around the stereo boot, headset and the tire pressure sensor. But the thing is that going forward, that's a pillar that actually enable the current business and new business. The other thing is the core processes. The equipment that we have in the process, okay, anybody can design anything, right? But how to make the thing is another scenario. It's a big challenge, you know, I can tell you, Luqman, I got an idea how to go to the moon, but who built the rocket? Right, that's a big part of the question. So we fill up that question, that gap. Okay, that customers have their design, they have their product, what they call this invention or specs, and we came up with a process how to build them. So that's our core pillar, actually, very honest.
I understand you employ about 1,000 people, if I'm not mistaken. How many of those 1,000 people are R&D staff?
Oh, I just mentioned R&D has about 40 engineers. And that's excluding engineers in other departments. We have production engineers, we have quality engineers, process engineers, of course facility engineers. So, but the R&D alone has about 40 engineers. Yeah.
Especially when focusing on the R&D, how many of your engineers are local engineers?
I think more than 95% are local. Okay, we have about a couple of percent engineers from overseas. We have some engineers from Philippines, from Middle East, from India, but the majority are Malaysian.
What is Salutica's plans moving forward?
Okay, so looking at the business scenario today, we have a few plans going forward, of course. Number one, we want to retain our market share in the stereo, headset industry. And that's a very big market share, and we want to continue to grow with our current customer, and of course, invite new customers as well. And the next thing is that we want to grow our own brand, Fobo. So today, Fobo has, we have shipped our product to more than 80 countries worldwide. Okay, that people use on their motorcycle, on their cars, on their trucks for tire pressure monitoring system. And at the same time, we are also looking at in the future how to grow into medical product, which means that now you can make a home product for medical. So either to measure your blood pressure, your heartbeat, whatever it is. So we are moving towards that area so that because this is part of the sensing business as well, including the tire pressure monitoring system. And of course, we are now also focusing on the touch device, where we can enable any display. We can make it into a touch screen. Okay, so that's a very important part of our business. So that the part we intend to grow further.
All right. We'll come back with James Lim, Chief Executive Officer of Salutica Allied Solutions. So the marketplace, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the marketplace. I've been speaking to James Lim, Chief Executive Officer of Salutica Allied Solutions. James, before the break, you talked about having a presence in a lot of countries and exporting your products in a lot of countries. What is Salutica's position and plans within Malaysia and also within the ASEAN region?
Do you mean revenue, or you mean what I call is our position?
Your position and your expansion plans going forward.
Okay. Honestly, if you talk about Malaysia, let's start with Malaysia. Okay, we currently I do not see any significant players in the same industry as Salutica. Okay, in Malaysia, probably not even in ASEAN, but there are players. Okay, of the same kind of technology, but mostly they are in US, Europe, Japan, Korea. Yeah, some China as well, because there are a lot of MNC in China and Taiwan. Okay. So, but in the ASEAN region, I think we are one of the niche players in this kind of industry, because we talk about high precision plastic, high precision electronic, and wireless, high-end products that are for consumer. And most of these products are selling well over 500 ringgit kind of thing, retail. Okay, so I think as far as our position is concerned in ASEAN, I think we are pretty safe. But then we are competing with the big players, okay, especially in Japan, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Korea, US, and Europe. So it's a good fight out there.
Be that as it may, that you are so-called very dominant in the ASEAN space and also in the Malaysian space, what are your plans to expand further in this region for the next, say, 5 years?
Okay, the plan is to expand, but not by physical location. The plan is to expand from the current location. We still have another big piece of land beside the factory. Okay, that I think will carry us through the next 3 to 5 years. So we have enough land that we can put additional buildings, so on and so forth. So expansion will be still within the same premise. That's the current plan.
Yeah. Do you foresee introducing even more products in the Malaysian and Asian markets?
Oh yes, of course. I think okay. Let's look at the headset industry. Headset industry, pretty. A lot of people are using Bluetooth headset, either for talking or for music. And I think it's important, especially when you're driving. I mean, you don't want to talk to your phone in the hand. So things like this is very important. And I see the headset will evolve even further, where sensor technology will be incorporated. Where one day you can even, from a headset, you can even know your heartbeat, your blood pressure, the time, the weather, or news. So you can select a program to play through a headset. And a lot of things you don't need anymore. So I see the future of headset is very compulsive, where it will become better and better. Okay, you will not last. And I can see you are also wearing something on the ear, right? Yeah. So things like this will become better and better. So I think the question of expansion is not a concern at all. It's a question of competition. It's a question of, are you the best players? Okay, are you the best? Are you the leader in the technology, and so on and so forth?
But surely the cost to develop one particular product, including R&D, is significant. So if that product is in the market for just a brief period of time before it's replaced by another product, because technology moves fast, so how will you actually recoup your expenditure?
Yeah. Okay, good question, because in the marketplace, when you look at electronic product, especially like those lifestyle products, there are products called off-the-shelf. Off-the-shelf product means you can go to some big firm in China or even in Taiwan or whatever. I mean, you can choose. They already have a design ready, a product ready. Okay, you can just choose the product and then you just drop your brand name, right? Now that kind of product is called is off-the-shelf. That would be very cheap and lifespan is short. Now our product are customized. We build from ground up. I mean, it's a totally designed just for the customer, for this customer. Okay, and nobody else can use that design because whether the shape, the technology inside, are all proprietary. Now that kind of product lifetime is longer. You cannot, like you say, I mean the cost to introduce the new product is significant. You can't just sell the product for 6 months and then you change our model.
Yeah.
So normally those models will last for 1.5 years, and then they do a reskin, they do the upgrade kind of thing, and then to push it to another 3 years. So that's how they recover what we call those early expenses, and of course go into profits.
Okay. The electronic sector is touted to be one of the most significant sectors that will help to be a catalyst for the country's economic growth and also to boost exports. So how does Salutica plan to leverage on this fact?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we are honestly today we are actively trying to increase our R&D capability. Now, of course, to be able to build more product in a given time. Today, the bandwidth of R&D, you can only do, let's say, 3 products a year. So is that good enough? Maybe not. So we are now in the process of expanding our R&D capacity, capability, and bandwidth. Okay, and from there, we hope that we can increase the export. And at the same time, the government, have been especially a few agencies from the government like MITI, Martrade, MIDA, they are all very supportive. So the government peoples are very, very supportive to help us to increase our export as well. So we have a lot of leverage there, and in fact, we also do a lot of overseas, what we call this, marketing, like exhibition. So that will actually push our products, hopefully to push our product to the next level.
Thank you so much, James Lim Chong Shi, Chief Executive Officer of electronics manufacturing company Salutica Allied Solutions. And that wraps up this edition of The Marketplace. Send us all your feedback on all our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram at 501 AWANI. Download our app as you are seeing right now on the TV screen, available on Google Play and also the Apple App Store. Man Haris, thanks for watching.